Fudge is an all-American invention, first developed back in the late 19th century, and it became an instant hit because you could make it at home. Now, that's not to say recipes for fudge are easy, because they're not. You're making candy, and little tweaks can make it gritty or not taste so chocolatey. So I'm excited that Ashley's going to show us how to make a foolproof fudge.
I sure am. Now, we went through 177 pounds of fudge when developing this recipe.
That's a lot of fudge.
It's a lot of fudge. So I'm so excited to show you what we came up with. So it's definitely a streamlined recipe for something, as you said, can be very, very hard to do. You know, you have to boil the sugar, the cream, the butter, and then after that, add chocolate and whisk it for 1 hour.
Yeah, by hand.
Sure.
And if you have any of the temperatures wrong, it won't make good fudge.
Right. So we definitely found some really great shortcuts. So we're gonna start with our sugar mixture. Now you see I have some light brown sugar.
Right off the bat, you're doing things differently.
Yes, I am. 3 cups.
Brown sugar, light brown sugar.
Light brown sugar. Light brown sugar is good because as opposed to granulated sugar or dark brown sugar, it really gave us a nice caramely, complex flavor in the fudge.
That makes sense.
So I have the heat over medium-high right now, and I'm gonna add 12 tablespoons of unsalted butter, which I've gone ahead and cut into 12 pieces, just for even distribution. And I have 2/3 of a cup of evaporated milk.
Nice.
Now you don't want to confuse it for condensed.
I do that all the time, by the way.
But here you will know the difference is that sweetened, the condensed milk is going to be way too sweet here.
But compared to regular milk, this won't break.
Exactly. It's going to be nice and stable. And then we have a little bit of salt, half a teaspoon of salt. And the salt there is really going to help to not only add a little bit more complexity in the flavor, but it's going to help to bring out the chocolate flavor overall. I'm going to bring this to a boil over medium-high heat. And it's important just to make sure you're going in there pretty often, just to stir, make sure that nothing is sticking in the corners of the saucepan.
So you're just really melting that sugar and butter together.
That's exactly right. Yep, so I'm just gonna bring this to a boil. All right, this is at a boil, so I'm going to reduce the heat to medium-low. I'm going to now continue to cook this for 3 to 5 minutes. And if you have an electric stove, it could take about 5 minutes longer.
You sound like you're talking from experience there.
Guilty as charged. All right, let's check for the temperature.
Okay.
We want it between 234 and 238 degrees. Oh yeah, 235. All right, so now I'm gonna take the pan off the heat, and we are almost done.
Wow.
I know.
This is really easy.
I'm gonna add our chocolate, 12 ounces of bittersweet chocolate. And we did test this with milk chocolate. We found it was way too sweet. And you don't want to use chocolate that's more than 85% cacao because it got too bitter. We have 3 cups of marshmallows.
Now, I've seen a lot of recipes that add marshmallows, but what exactly are they doing?
Well, I mean, think about it. Marshmallows have that really delicious candy flavor. Like when you think of candy, marshmallows is right up there. So it's going to give us that flavor, and it's also, there's a little bit of cornstarch on the exterior of marshmallows, so it's going to help to slightly thicken the fudge as well.
Oh, okay, so it's flavor and texture.
Exactly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to whisk this until it resembles frosting for 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay. That looks pretty smooth. That didn't take very long.
No, I sort of just want to stop at this point, but I'll keep going because I want to show you how to make it. All right, so now I'm going to be using some walnuts today. You can do peppermint, you can do peanut butter. We've got a few variations on our website, but I'm going to use some walnuts that I went ahead and chopped coarse and toasted, and that's 1.5 cups. All right, so just going to mix the walnuts in. Yum, yum, yum. All right, so this is ready to go into that pan.
Ooh, you have a sling already in there.
I sure do. This is an 8-inch baking pan. And I made what's called a foil sling, as you mentioned. It's super easy to do. It's just 2 even pieces of aluminum foil, and you just fold them so that it makes for easy in and out of the pan. So I went ahead and sprayed it with some vegetable oil spray. And now I'm going to transfer the fudge.
That's thickening up really quickly.
Oh, yeah. All right, every little bit counts. Smooth out the top here a little bit. Yum, yum.
Ooh, it looks nice and glossy.
I know. All right, I'm gonna let this hang out on the counter just to cool down for about 2 hours. Then I'm gonna cover it and transfer it to the refrigerator just to let the fudge firm up for an additional 2 hours.
I'm happy just looking at this
know.
fudge. It's beautiful.
Yes.
Yep.
So using the sling, just gonna take it out of the pan. See how easy that was?
Nicely done.
And clean. So I'm gonna cut the fudge into 1-inch pieces. And I'm gonna start by slicing right down the center, right in half. I'm gonna cut the halves in half, so I'm gonna make quarters. And I'm gonna have the quarters to make eighths. So this way, each row should be 1 inch wide. And now I'm gonna rotate the rows just like so. All right, so I'm gonna continue to cut these into even 1-inch pieces. Now I'm just gonna transfer the fudge to this serving platter. And you can line them up in any kind of pattern that you want to. All right, do you wanna taste some fudge?
I do.
Okay.
That's delicious. Has a potent flavor, but it's not too bitter, and it's not too achingly sweet like some fudge. And the texture's nice and smooth with that little bit of chew.
And the marshmallow flavor. Again, the texture and the flavor, it does give that like quote unquote candy flavor.
Yeah, and I love how the brown sugar added a slightly deeper flavor.
Yeah, caramely almost.
Ashley, this is delicious. And I love how easy the recipe was. Thank you.
You're welcome.
To make this delicious fudge, start with brown sugar. Use an instant read thermometer and finish with marshmallows. From Cook's Country, a fabulous recipe for chocolate fudge.
Thanks for watching Cook's Country from America's Test Kitchen. So what'd you think?
Leave a comment and let us know which recipes you're excited to make, or just say hi.
Now you can find links to today's recipes and reviews in the video description.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
See you later.
Alligator.